For the sushi, you need some sushi rice. It's also known as short grain rice. And we're going to wash it until the water becomes clear. This is to remove the starch. You can see how cloudy that water is. Should take about 3 washes. So the water's quite clear now. Remove the last bit of that water. And now we're going to leave this to rest for at least 20 minutes, but more like half an hour. If you look at the rice now, it's still grey, it's translucent, but eventually the rice will go a lovely white colour. While the rice is developing its newfound texture, we're going to prepare some rice wine vinegar into a pan. I'm going to dissolve some sugar and some salt in there. 50 ml, and about a teaspoon of salt, and about the same of sugar, white sugar. And this will help the rice to develop a lovely sticky texture, and that will hold it together, and it will also season the rice. Once the salt and the sugar has dissolved in the vinegar, you just put it to one side, and then you can use this pan to cook your rice. So my fillings for my Nori sushi, Nori is I think is just a simple seaweed wrapped sushi. My fillings are avocado, cucumber, the humble cucumber of course, and some salmon. Because it's raw, obviously it has to be fresh. Just a note on the cucumber as well, the cucumber is really there for the texture, for the crunch. So obviously the external pieces are good, and this central piece, the watery part, I won't use that. Also, don't prepare the avocado until the last second, because avocado, the flesh, does not respond well to oxygen. It immediately starts to brown. The rice has performed a wonderful transformation in the last half hour, namely vis-a-vis, it has whitened. Just before we cook it, we're going to rinse it off one last time. You see it goes cloudy again, the water. I've really removed a massive amount of the starch. All I'm adding to this rice now to cook it is water. There's no salt going in. A sort of 3/4 centimetre of water to be above the rice. Stick the lid on. Wait for that to cook in it. 10-15 minutes in it. So my rice is cooked. It still has a bit of a bite to it. We now need to cool this rice. Any rice that sticks to the bottom of the pan, you should leave in there. Don't scrape it out. Apparently, according to some Japanese fella, it affects the taste, innit? Using this, which I believe is called a sushi paddle or some shit like that, you just very gently fold over the rice. You don't want to get in there, mix it up, breaking the rice. The rice is still slightly warm, but nevertheless, at this point I'm going to add in my vinegar, salt, sugar mix and mix that in. This will also help to cool it down, and this is really now going to loosen it up and give it that sweetness, the saltiness, and just really give it that stickiness as well. Seaweed wrapped sushi, I don't claim to be an expert. I don't want to do anything too ambitious. I leave that to the professionals. The reason I make sushi, of course, at home is that it's just fantastically cheap. It's satisfying just to have a big, massive plate of sushi, and you've paid, what, maybe maximum £3. I don't use tuna. Japanese, nice people, yeah, but if you were a tuna, you would fucking hate them. You would fucking hate them. I also am a bit nervous when it comes to raw fish. This has been in the fridge from defrosted since yesterday. So I don't mind if the rice has not fully cooled down. Remaining residual heat off the rice will cook the salmon slightly, just to put your mind at rest. Last thing you want is to be shitting and yakking at the same time. I've seen someone do it and it ain't ain't pretty. Right, I've spread the sushi rice onto this nori, onto this seaweed, but no more really than 2 or 3 grains of rice thick. Also, I leave a little bit of the edge there for that, because that has to then overlap, and that has to be the act as the adhesive. Here you can see I've got this sushi mat. You need one of these. So I get over there. Of course, I'm an expert weed roller, an expert cigarette roller. I've done it for many years, so this is no problem for me. And just want to get it tucked in there. I've got this lovely overlap of the rice. I like that. I like that the rice overlaps with the seaweed. And that's excess seaweed at the end there, just to stick it together. And I'm going to let that rest before I cut it. And let this bond form. Right, so we've got 3 wonderful salmon rolls for no more than €3. Incredible. In fact, I would actually say it was, you're looking at maybe €2. Just going to cut it now. Very important that you have a sharp knife. And you can see there that lovely overlap with the second layer of seaweed. I've got a lovely amount of filling in there. You know, I'm going to stick that in my mouth. Incredible. Incredible. It doesn't really need the soya and the wasabi. You know, I'll have a bit of it with it. But if you season the rice well, if you have nice ingredients, rustic humble and rustic and good quality produce, local produce sometimes, then you don't need all this fucking wasabi shit, you know. I do have some leftovers. I only used half an avocado. The rest I'm going to put in my fridge with the stone in. This will help prevent some oxidization. And when I come to use it again, you have to cut off maybe half a centimetre of that half a centimetre layer. But I've got these leftover ingredients. I don't want to waste them, so one thing I like to do is I sort of make a little sushi salad. I simply just chop up the rest of the things, throw them into the bowl, mix some wasabi with the soya sauce. Extremely offensive perhaps to some traditionalists. And then just for my sushi salad, my avocado, cucumber and salmon, I just drizzle over a bit of this mixture. And that really is a wonderful salad, a wonderful way to use up the remaining ingredients. Yes, 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 yes. The sushi in it.